relaxation, feeling prepared and settled, walking, meditation, sex. These are all a few of the ways that I naturally induced my labor. Hello and welcome back. My name is Kenna, and welcome if you've never been here before. I am so grateful to have you. And today I just wanted to drop into all of the ways that I believe I naturally induced the labor of my first baby. I had her at 39 weeks and 4 days. And so usually they say with your first baby, it can be at 40 weeks, at 41 weeks, at 42 weeks, you're more likely to go past 40 weeks. But I had her before 40 weeks, and I really do believe it is because a lot of the things that I was doing. So first and foremost, relaxation. I feel like relaxation is the most important thing that we can do because your body needs to feel relaxed in order to open and bring your baby into the world. And so there are so many different things that you can do for relaxation, obviously. And I would tell you to ask yourself that question. What can I do to feel relaxed? Because that's going to differ from person to person. I'll share a little bit about my experiences and what I did. I was doing meditation, walks, being outside in nature, sleeping in if I needed to, cuddling with my partner, being with friends and family, and just so many different things to feel relaxed. But also one of the most important things was always coming back to my breath. And so at times, if I would feel stressed or anxious or sad or have fears come into my mind or whatever it was, I knew that it was so important to come back to my breath and to relax my body because that would bring me closer to labor and birth and meeting my baby. Because when we are stressed out or we're in fight or flight, we are creating adrenaline, and that is the exact opposite thing that you want to have happen. You want to be producing oxytocin, which is a hormone in your body that is going to begin contractions. It's going to soften and dilate your cervix. And so relaxation is definitely one of the most important things. So just always coming back to your breath, centering into your body, taking your time, being slow. And number 2 is feeling prepared and settled. And so this kind of tags along right with being relaxed because you want to be able to just lay on your couch and just feel ready to bring your baby into the world. And so for me personally, I had this whole list that I wanted to check it all off, and I set it up to have everything prepared by 39 weeks. What am I talking about when I say all of these things? I mean preparing the hospital bag, and this is whether you're having a home birth or a hospital birth because just in case you never know. Preparing the bedroom, preparing the baby stuff, making sure the fridge was filled with food, my station was ready in the bathroom with my prenatal spray, my peri bottles and all the things. Also having my postpartum cart prepared, having my birth area in the house ready to go, and just all of the little minor details that could really allow my body to relax. Also having my birth plan prepared, printed out, given to my midwives, my sister, my doula, all the people, having everyone just be on the same page of how I wanted my dream birth to look like so that they could hold that space for me and help me achieve that. So number 2 is just feeling settled and ready. Number 3 is meditation. So whether you do a meditation at your home, if that's where you feel the coziest and most relaxed, I went out into nature to a river and did a meditation. And what's really beautiful about this is I did this same meditation 9 months earlier when my sister was about ready to have her baby, and she went into labor that night. We did the meditation by the river, and she went into labor that night. 9 months later, crazy, we had that babies 9 months apart, I did the meditation by the river, same meditation, and I went into labor that night. And so I am actually going to be recording and putting that meditation out later this week. So I hope that it helps you. But meditation, feeling really relaxed, feeling cozy, and doing meditations whenever you can. Insight Timer is a great app that you can use that has amazing meditations. And next, number 4 would be having sex. So when you have sex and the woman has an orgasm, you release oxytocin. And oxytocin, I think I'd mentioned earlier, is the hormone that can soften the cervix and also start contractions. So that's happening with the female. And then the male has semen. And in the semen, there's something called prostaglandins. I'm definitely butchering that. But that is in the semen, and that is a hormone-like substance that also softens the cervix and can start contractions. So when you have the combination of the two, it is like magical powers to get that labor started. So yeah, sex is definitely a really beautiful one to naturally induce your labor. And oxytocin also, what's really interesting is you've probably heard of Pitocin before. You can go to the hospital and get an IV of Pitocin to start your labor. Pitocin actually is just the synthetic form of oxytocin, which is the hormone that I had just mentioned to you. So the more oxytocin that you can naturally produce in your body, the better, because then you won't have to go to the hospital and get Pitocin. So what are ways that we can release oxytocin? Orgasms, touch, nipple stimulation, laughter, being with the people that you love, feeling relaxed. There's really like infinite ways to release oxytocin. So yeah, just know that the more love and laughter and the more ready your body is to open and for contractions to begin and for that oxytocin to be released. Number 5 is going for walks. I was going for walks every single day. I was wearing like 2 belly bands, and I was definitely going at the speed of a turtle. Very, very slow. And thank God for my partner, because he would go for 2-mile walks for me and it would take us over an hour. The night that I went into labor, I had gone on a 2-mile walk. And yeah, it really helps baby get into optimal position. I know a lot of people will curb walk. That also helps. I didn't do that, but that might be something that aligns with you. And that just also reminds me to touch upon all of these things that I'm explaining that helped me naturally induce my labor might work for you, might not, might feel aligned for you, might not. So just pick and choose and do things that you feel really are in line with you and your baby. And number 6 was talking to my baby, my body, my womb, the earth, asking for protection, asking my baby, what do you need for this birth? Like what do you need? Do you need to feel brave or safe, or do you need to feel love? And I would offer what I could, and then I'd ask the earth, this is what baby needs. And I was talking to the baby from the beginning, as soon as I found out that I was pregnant, but especially towards the end, I was explaining like it's gonna start to get really tight in there and uncomfortable, and eventually it's okay. Like it might be scary, but you can start making your way downwards and you can come and meet us, and we're gonna work in harmony. Our bodies are gonna work together, and it's gonna be hard because your baby's going on this journey too, not just your body. It's something to remember, is that baby has a journey during that labor and birth as well. So talking to your baby, sitting with the earth and asking the earth what you need, what your partner needs. Maybe it's to feel brave, or for courage, or for trust, or for protection and safety. And so yeah, just tuning in there and asking what the baby, your partner, your body, what everything needs. One thing that I did do was I was in a meditation from my coach, and at the end of the meditation, she had me hold my womb space and, like I said, ask, what do I need? And my answer that came to me in meditation was watermelon, beef stew, and mountain water, fresh mountain water. And so I got all 3 of those things, obviously, as soon as my meditation ended. And this was at 39 weeks when I did the meditation. And then I got all of those things, I ate them, I drank them, and the next day my labor did start. So that was definitely like a really cool side story to really tune in there and see. It might be something really random. It might be a song that your body wants you to listen to. It might be movement or food or just laying with your partner. So yeah, tune in there and see what is needed for everyone to get that labor and birth started. Number 7 is mental exercises. So I did a few different mental exercises throughout my pregnancy, and a few of them 2 weeks before I had baby. So 2 weeks before, I did a journal entry on my dream birth. I did a dear womb and talked to my womb. I did a dear earth, and I did a dear body. Those all were very similar to kind of what I was just saying, just really talking to them. My dream birth, I wrote out everything that I wanted to happen at my birth. And it is pretty spot on when I read it today with how my birth happened, and really getting into the details. How long do you want it to be? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to have be there? How do you want to feel? Just really getting into the details is so, so important for that one. I did an exercise also in my 3rd trimester called Catching My Tigers. And you can find that within the book Birthing from Within. And I would highly recommend reading that book also. It's amazing for pregnancy and to be bringing your baby into the world. It was, definitely a compass for me. And so in that book, there's different activities. I did this activity called, Catching My Tigers. And it's really about all the fears that I had and then almost turning those into affirmations. And so we can get into that in another video, or you could look it up on your own, but that was really helpful for me. And then me and my partner Daniel, 2 nights before I gave birth, did a practice together where we got our whiteboard out. You could also just do this on paper, and we just wrote out our pillars of life, our principles and truths we want to live by, and what we wanted to birth with the baby. And this was really powerful for us because when you go into that portal of labor and bringing a baby into the world, you can call in so much more than just the soul of this baby. You can birth so, so much more. So we were talking about, where we wanted to travel to, our health, our families, the way we wanted to raise our family, our businesses, just so many different things, what we wanted our life to look like. And it was also really powerful because we were able to sit there and dream together and just, I feel like, produce so much oxytocin. And so I would highly recommend doing that with your partner. I will create a video later also on that so you can really get into the details of what we did. Number 8 is physical exercise. So I watched this girl on YouTube. It's called Pregnancy and Postpartum TV, and she is amazing. So there's different yoga and meditations, and she even has exercises to practice contractions with ice. And she has yoga on a medicine ball. So I would also get on my medicine ball a lot because that will help get baby into the proper birthing position. And she helps you do that in her videos. Also, like I have already mentioned, going for walks, meditation, physical touch, like getting massages, and perineal massage was something that I started, I believe, around 36 weeks. I would do it every day for 10 minutes. You can get perineal massage wands online or just use your finger. And really just stretching that area where baby's gonna come through so that it is prepared and you have little to no tearing, and your body kind of understands what it will feel like when you are crowning. And obviously, I would say talk to your healthcare provider about these things because it's different for everyone, and you just want to make sure that you are doing what is aligned for you and your body. And the same goes for collecting colostrum. That is something that I did, which is the liquid gold that your boobs start producing closer to the birth. I believe I started collecting around 37 or 38 weeks. And this is also really good because you're stimulating your nipples, which is producing oxytocin. But definitely check in with your healthcare providers to see when you are able to start doing that. Number 9 is food and drink. So I was always making sure that I was staying super, super hydrated and eating high protein meals always, but also really making sure of this at the end of the 3rd trimester, because when you're laboring, it is like a marathon. And so you really need to fuel your body. It's so important to be having the proper nutrients and having the protein and drinking as much water as you can. And so I was really, really focusing on that. I did have red raspberry leaf tea and dates, which I'm sure you have heard of before, which can help with labor. Dates, they say, will soften the cervix and can help with a fast labor. And I did have a fast labor. And red raspberry leaf tea will help with I believe it's with the muscles of the uterus and helping with strengthening down there so that the contractions will do more and bring baby faster, I believe, but don't quote me on that. And number 10 is to just surrender and to trust the process. Your body knows exactly what to do to bring your baby into the world, and your baby knows exactly what to do. You are part of the collective of the feminine, and we are all holding you. We're all standing right by you. I remember reading in a book that when you're crowning, the entire collective of the feminine who birthed before you, all the women who came before you in birth are with you, and they're holding you in that moment. And like, it brings tears to my eyes and gives me the chills, because I remember crowning and just feeling so held and so blessed, and it was such a beautiful moment. And so just know that you are so held and you're so protected, and yeah, just surrender and trust your body, and just know that your baby will be in your arms before you know it. And so yeah, those are the 10 things that I believe really did help bring my baby into the world and naturally induce my labor. So I'll just drop into those 10 topics one more time. We have relaxation as number 1, feeling prepared and settled, that doing a meditation. Like I said, I did mine by the river, but maybe you feel more relaxed doing yours at home. Having sex, going for walks, talking to your baby, to your womb, to the earth, mental exercises, physical exercises, focusing on your food and drink and what you're consuming, and just surrendering and trusting. And so yeah, I hope that you are able to take even just one thing from this video, and yeah, your baby will be in your arms before you know it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours.